overdosed on Viagra the other day. Hardest day of my life.
Take it away from him. Under 4 left, the barn is alive again.
Got me in my hormones, all gas, no brakes, score 4-0 if you think you
You
want
do
this
it
place.
well.
You know, that could help, actually. No, that helps. That's okay. Leave it.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Let him.
not only are you listening
Oh,
to, a lot of times we do it behind the scenes, but we're doing it right in front of you. This is what happens at the sports show. Speaking of sports show, you're listening to it right now. Sports show episode 348. Do me a couple favors. You're obviously listening. You found a way to get to us. That's fantastic. If you haven't subscribed to the channels, please do so. It's at Sports Show Podcast. Look for the blue and white logo. And for all of you that are joining us for the first time, we just want to say welcome. It's good to have you here. I think
nice
you're
to see
gonna.
you.
I think you're gonna be quite impressed.
welcome.
Quite frankly,
Welcome.
blue and white logo. It's on the YouTube. It's on the Spotify. It's on the Podbean.
Podbean.
It's on the Instagrams.
Insta.
And it's in your hearts.
In your heart.
That's yeah. You got to be like a backup. It's in your hearts.
That's a, you know. Have you ever
In your
listened
heart.
when you listen to our show, like after we record?
Yeah.
The one thing that we've done for 348 shows now straight, you say something and then I seem to repeat it, and then vice versa.
Or you know what else I notice is in between you'll say something or I'll say something, and we don't care if the other person hears us or not. We're just like, uh-huh.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
We're like,
absolutely.
that's right. Yeah, I'd say so.
We have to get it in. It's like, yeah, he's right. Oh, yeah, he's fucking right.
yeah, blah, blah, blah.
Oh, this guy is.
Yeah, that's right. I know.
That's it.
That's so good.
You'll know when we're serious when we actually let the other guy go right through without.
Yeah, we love
like.
him. Yeah, don't interrupt right now.
No, he's on a rant.
He's on a breakaway.
Dimitri's talking about Mitch Marner again. Uh-oh. Whoa.
Great take last
Great take last week. See?
Yeah, great. There it is.
It's going to happen.
I don't know what the correlation is.
I don't know either. Listen, it's episode 348. It's here on a Friday.
Sure.
I feel like we're just free balling this one. This one just free ball.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good. You thinking what I'm thinking?
Dear Lord, during this holy time, please have mercy on us. Okay, so fun fact. So
Yeah.
I got to throw this out there.
Sure.
So Mitch brings the bombshell on me. He turns around and he says, "You know what, guys?" He's like, what do you say? He goes, "I got something going on over here." He's like, "I got to go for confession."
I'm going for confession.
I go, "What?" I go, "How does confession work out?"
Yeah.
He goes, "Yeah, I got to go for confession." I'm like, hold on, how did it go? He's like, well, look, I phoned the priest phones me, and by the way, it's like he was looking for your mom. No, he got off the phone with your mom.
And the mom's like,
Your mom's
please
like,
call him and get him to
get
do
this kid the confession. Needless to say, he's like, yeah, I'm going next week.
Yeah.
So there's like an email. You know what? You take it.
Yeah,
Okay,
so
there's
Dimitri's
something
got
here.
the story exactly right.
Yeah.
The priest happened to call me. I call him back. Like, he was looking for my mom. Long story short, I call him back, trying to be nice. Like, what do you need? He's like, oh, don't worry, I found her. Hey, how you doing? And I'm just trying to make small chatter with the guy. How you doing? What's going on? It's a busy time of the year for him. This is his Super Bowl month. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
The Greek Easter or Greek Orthodox Easter and all the different. All the different, every night there's got to be church, I'd imagine, and stuff like that. So anyways, he's busy. So I go, yeah, what's keeping you busy these days? He goes, oh, a lot of confession. I go, you know what? I haven't gone for confession. Put me down, I go. Put me down whenever you can. No big deal. Calls me back a couple hours later. He goes, hey, you know what? Next week I can get you in the morning if you want. I go, sure. He goes, by the way, when's the last time you went? I go, probably when I was 15 years old. So just so you guys understand, when you watch movies and you watch those guys go into those little rooms and they slide that thing over and they say their sin or whatever, and then the priest's like, okay, go 5 Hail Mary. That's Catholic style. Greek Orthodox, it's much more intimate. Like you're face to face with the priest, you're telling him your stuff. And so he goes, okay, if you haven't come that long, I'm going to send you an email, he goes. I'm going to send you an email with all the stuff that you should read up on and do and look at and stuff. He sends me the list, and me and Dimitri were looking at it, and we were laughing. We're like, if this is... So then there's a portion of it where it shows you what the 10 commandments are, right? These are the be-all and end-all. These are the 10 rules. Do not break these in any sort of way. hey, we're doing pretty good. First 3, 4. Then we get to have you killed anyone? Obviously not. So we're on a roll. We're on a heater. We're doing well.
You know what? And you could see like the order of operations.
Right.
Like I questioned, is that how it was actually given to Moses, or did someone rearrange the order just to kind of give you hope? Right.
Good. I think it was rearranged.
Like I think it's like playing Tetris, where it's like it's level 1.
Yeah, exactly.
Level 2, 3, 4, and you're like 5. You're like, well, let's get a little faster.
So he sends me I'm looking at and what was nice about it, nice and not nice. He's sending the list, but underneath it goes into more detail. Like, thou shall not take the God's name in vain. And then you kind of explains what they mean by that. They get to the adultery part, okay? So, have you committed adultery? Obviously, you read the title. I'm like, nah, that was a no-brainer. Then it goes into a little bit more depth, and you're like, whoa, this is, bottom line, there was a piece of it that says, have you done anything with others or alone? And at this moment, you're like, well, I guess the heater's over. The streak is over.
Okay, so here's my point. All I'm going to say is this.
Yeah.
There was no .coms back in the day.
That's right.
Are they off the table?
That's fair. I don't know how
Because
this
if
all
I'm
works.
watching a scenario in which someone's committing adultery, that's not on me, is it?
No, see, this is what good point.
I think you're going to ask.
These are the things you got to ask.
Yeah.
They'll say, what they're going to say. They're going to say, yeah, that's wrong.
Yeah, but you can't give them the out.
Yeah, you can't. You got to make them earn it. You got to make them earn it.
Hold on, sorry. I'm just unclear about this one.
Yeah.
Could you just define it in your terms?
In your terms. Like when you do it.
Yeah.
When you're watching.
What does it mean for you?
Yeah.
Because if you go in and you're like, hey, does this count?
Well, what about Cinemax? Is that too far? Or just on the level?
Well,
are you?
See, this is,
these are the things.
This is what I'm saying.
Red Shoe Diaries. Dare I say? Come on. I mean, what are we?
Listen,
statues.
First of all, The Hitchhiker was an episodic TV show.
I'm just saying.
And we all know that we watched it because every episode was different. Mm-hmm. Now they're within.
Yeah. Just saying.
I always wonder when I watched the Showcase Drambuie review,
right,
or whatever it was. I looked, I'm like, David Duchovny?
That's a stretch.
The X-Files
guy? Yeah.
What a freak.
What about back in the day when it was all snowy and then you had to use your imagination? Remember? You know what I'm talking about. So back in the day, for all those that are maybe a little younger.
Oh, hold on.
There was channels that you couldn't get the full thing. So you were you saw, but you didn't see.
But
you knew.
Yeah, but the best is
did you?
But did you? But you didn't. Until you found that one friend who might not have been your friend.
That's right.
But he became your friend.
That's right.
My favorite, though, was that back in the day,
right?
There was the preview channel
to
all the pay-per-view channels.
That's right.
And it was the super
just as good.
It was the super channel, right? So you'd go in and be like oh. It's like the one preview. Terminator 2, Judgment Day. And you're like, whoa. Cool. Like, this is amazing. And it's like Leonardo DiCaprio, Kate Winslet in Titanic. You're like, oh, that's awesome. Lisa Ann and Rocco Siffredi in Jailhouse Rock. And you're sitting here, you're like, this has access to every single person.
Everything.
Every person.
Buddy, I remember going to my uncle's bar, because bars back here years ago, 25 years ago, Sundays bars were closed. You couldn't go into the bar side of the restaurant, okay? If you had a restaurant and there was a bar side, it was closed. So the kids would go over there and play because it was off access, right?
You'd hit the pool
and
tables.
Then, exactly. Well, in my case, I'd grab that satellite if I could. And I was trying to get that shit on there all the time, right? Let me just tell you. I found my way. Oh, I didn't mean to. And I'm like smashing the remote. I'm breaking it. Oh, no. Now what? Excuse me a minute.
Round of Shirley Temples for the boys.
With the cherry.
The cherry. Extra grenadine. It's going to be a long night. And you always had that one server who like knew what you were up to,
Yeah.
but she needed to be cool.
Yeah, right.
She's like, whatever.
It's like, I had you, little guy.
yeah, thanks, Jackie.
Having that large drag. Oh, God damn.
Then you meet him 20 years later. You know, I basically raised you boys.
Buddy, are you in my head? Like, this is crazy. You know what? It's true. The old waitress was your nanny. She was your nanny.
She was.
Write this down for the Greek show tomorrow.
Think about the job description. Anyhow, welcome to the sports show.
Sports show. Sorry about this. All right, real quick. You know me, minding my own business. I was perusing the nets. So, in the last few years, we've had the privilege of seeing this. Albert Einstein, right? Theory of relativity, E equals MC squared, right?
Right.
Elon Musk, today. Here, you got the PayPal guy. Hey, by the way, those astronauts, he got them down last week. I don't know if you saw this on the internet.
Not bad.
Not bad at all. Got him down. Richest man in the world, Tesla, all that stuff. But ladies and gentlemen, we are now blessed with a new person. A person from France named Christian Poincheval. 65-year-old young. What did this guy do? I'm telling you right now, it just revolutionized the world. He created a pill that you can take, boom, and your farts will smell like chocolate or flowers, depending on which pill you took. Boom! Revolutionized the world.
Really?
Really is right.
Asked Tamara yesterday. She'll have that guy on speed dial.
Done.
Yeah.
This guy just became the greatest human being on the face of the earth.
Okay, I understand what he's saying.
Yeah.
But at the same time, isn't the whole thing about the fart its potency
Right.
and what you can offer to the table?
All I'm saying
from
is
the worst side of things?
in a lot of ways, isn't this kind of like the blue dye they put in swimming pools now? So when you pee, everyone knows who peed because it turns blue on that side or whatever.
Right.
So this is, you're walking through a party, you fart, and you're just like, is that dark chocolate I smell? Oh, Larry! Like, but now at least you can call him out, but you're not disgusted and throwing up in front of everyone. I guess
enough.
is really what it is, right? But I thought it was a pretty good one.
So my thing is, how do you trial that to 100% efficacy rate? You know what I mean?
Good point. I don't know. All I know is game changers. That's game changer. That's all I know. That's a good point, though. I don't know. I just thought it was you know what? Think about it. This guy goes, what am I going to do to make millions of dollars? What's something around the world everyone needs? Nah, they got that. Wait a minute.
You know, it'd been funny, though, if he did all this work to no avail, meaning he's French. Imagine if he's like, you know what, I'm going to do cheeses of France.
Right. There you go.
But then...
Yeah. That's not good either.
It's pretty much what it is.
That's a good point.
Right.
That's a good point. You know what it is? The NHL is where it's at.
Oh.
Let's move over to the NHL. Couple of weeks left. Literally less than 15 games for some teams left in the NHL. It's heavy. But we're going to start on something a little different. Last week we talked a little bit about the MVP race. We're going to talk about an actual MVP. A guy that we give a lot of accolades to today, Dimitri, and we've given over the years. But he doesn't get the amount of pub, in my personal opinion.
Okay.
Then let's say, especially lately, who have we talked about a lot? Sidney Crosby. Will he be traded? Wow, was he amazing at the Four Nations? This and that. Then there's a guy, same division. They've been arch rivals for how many years? Ovechkin. He's 7 goals away from breaking Gretzky's record. He's at 888, the great 8. Alex Ovechkin is on his way. Do you feel, as we're getting closer to him breaking that record, that maybe we haven't given him, and nor the media, the amount of love that we've given like a Sidney Crosby? He's won a cup. No, he doesn't have 3, but he's got 1. He's got scoring check. He's won the Calder. He beat out Sidney to get it. I mean, the guy is, I'm not saying, of course, everyone would agree he's a Hall of Famer, but when we do talk about Sidney Crosby, we don't tend to bring up Alex the way we used to back in the day.
So it's so creepy that you're bringing this up.
Why?
Because I was thinking about this yesterday.
What?
When he got the 888.
Right.
Because you're watching like, he's number 8. He's at 888.
Right.
He's one step closer. And I'm sitting there and I'm like, how is this not on the cover of every publication possible? How is I just feel like it's not enough.
Yeah, I don't either.
Like, it's not marketed very well. Like, this is the NHL's opportunity.
Yeah.
Like, to me, this is bigger than the Four Nations, but the Four Nations has more things behind it. This is one of the greatest sports achievements
Yes.
of a record breaking, of a record being broken, let alone just a record of all time.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
Guy, this is not just the home run record, but it is, but it isn't.
I would say this is the home run record in relevance to the
In
home run.
relevance,
Yeah, in
but
relevance.
it's even bigger than that, because the impact of who Wayne Gretzky was and the records he has and how he played and this 894 and the fact that he should be over 1,000. Like, let's
Right.
call it what it is.
You know what? You took the words out of my mouth.
Guys, like
all the
he's-
missing of
all
time.
the missing
and,
and time and
exactly.
everything. But you're right. I just don't understand that. Like, every game in the NHL, like every broadcast, should be having a promo package.
Right.
There should be commercials about this.
Yeah. Do you know what I think it is? As you were talking about it, and it's funny you were thinking, and obviously I put it on the agenda today.
It's like Teen Wolf.
Yeah, it really is. By the way, anyways, I was looking at it. I'm like, last year they make the playoffs, and the team was not even supposed to make the playoffs. We didn't give him any accolade on that, right? He didn't get.
Now they're the first to make
You know what
it.
I mean? Like, if Crosby did it, they would have been like, "Oh my God, look at the stats this team has, and they still got in," right? This year they're the number one team, tied with the Jets right now at 100 points. They might be the number one team heading into the Stanley Cup playoffs. He's about 8 goals away from breaking the record. And I got to be honest with you, I think it's because he's Russian. I'm dead. I don't want to be that guy, but I'm being that guy. I think it's because he's Russian.
Guys, if it was Sidney Crosby, everyone would have a Crosby patch on their, like, everyone would be like,
100%.
hey guys,
100%.
after the American anthem and then the Canadian anthem, we
Yeah.
have to do a quick Sidney Crosby salute.
Yeah.
Because, he's on record to do something great. I agree with you.
Yeah.
I agree.
I hate to say it, but I think, give me another reason why this guy doesn't get what he deserves right now. Like, look, whatever his country is doing, that's over here, okay? And with that being said, just real side note, they finally got to a ceasefire. So now are they going to give him a little love? Be it as it may, the point of the matter is that how can we not be giving this guy his flowers? Like,
Yeah, man.
everyone's talking more about how Gretzky now is traveling with the team because he wants to be there to basically say, congratulations, you did it. That's what we're doing. We're following Gretzky instead of the guy doing it. It's crazy. You guys. The other day, last week, he gave up a goal. They've been putting him on the ice a lot for, obviously the empty netters. And a lot of people are like, well, it's a little unfair that he's on the ice and he's getting 7 or 8 empty net goals. Well, here's the point. How about his team's winning, so he happens to have the opportunity to shoot the empty net, so go ahead and do it. He gave up an empty net opportunity to a guy on his team who had 2 goals to get the hat trick. He's doing everything else on top of scoring the goals, Dimitri. The team's winning. I just look at it more and more. If this was Sidney Crosby, we would be all over this.
That argument about the whole, well, he's scoring this. Are you guys for real?
Yeah.
Like, whoever is saying that, just hit yourselves against the wall repeatedly. Like, on repeat. Like, find a wall, run into it, face first.
Yeah.
Go back, and keep going.
Can you do it again?
Come on. First of all, A, you should know better.
Mm-hmm.
B, if you're that kind of hater, then I would argue to you, well, Wayne Gretzky basically sometimes would not even raise the puck off the ice, and it would go in.
Yeah.
Because the goalie sucked.
And how about this? Here's another little thing that I want to give him some highlights on. Here's a guy. Is he better than Sidney Crosby? No. I'll say it straight up. Sidney Crosby is a better and will be a better hockey player in their final games and all that stuff, okay? But that's besides the point right now. Here's a guy that's still scoring goals the same way he was scoring them 20 years ago. Over in the hash mark, one-timer, and everyone knows it's coming. Everybody. If you listen to other sports podcasts, and hockey ones especially, they talk about it all the time. It's actually kind of funny. They're like, everyone knows it's coming, and they still can't stop it. That alone should give you so many more points than that. And on the last point I was going to make is, yes, he's not your all-round around the guy. Like when I said Sidney's a better player, Sidney is a better player. And I think dare I say, Ovi might even tell you he's a better. But Ovi is the best at what he does, which is just scoring goals. No, he'll go out and body check. He's a vicious body checker. He'll go out and do what he has to do. But at the end of the day, he's paid to do one thing, to score goals, and he's doing it. And it's like he's being reprimanded because he's 85% goal scorer, 15% everything else. Where Sidney Crosby's like 75% or 65% goal scorer, 30% playmaker, and then everything else and whatever. You know what I mean? It's like, I just don't get why we, again, I think we answered the question, but still.
Yeah, he's doing it a different way.
Yeah.
It'll go down that Sidney Crosby has 3 Stanley Cups, and it'll go down that Ovechkin has 1 right now, but let's say he ends with 2. Let's just call it. But Crosby has 3 Stanley Cups, but Ovechkin will have 1 Stanley Cup and probably the greatest accolade in hockey of a record you could have.
See, that's so funny you say that. Yeah.
When you look at these 2 players, and the point I'm making is, I will throw it. Are these 2 the actual 2 greatest players that ever played at one time? Have they surpassed, in a weird way, Lemieux, Gretzky? And
well, they have, because Lemieux unfortunately couldn't go all the way. Yeah.
They came into the league basically the same year, again through a lockout year, but basically they start in the same year.
Yeah.
In their first year, they each get 100 points. Right. Sidney Crosby is about to break an all-time record, maybe if he continues, on having a 20 consecutive season of over a point, or of a point per game average season.
Right.
20 times in a row,
which is amazing. But
which I believe is Gretzky's at 19.
Okay,
and then you have Ovechkin about to beat Gretzky's record,
right?
And they got the cups, and they got the rivalry. I mean, guys, when this is all said and done, this is a crazy 20-year period of hockey,
100%
that we got before our very eyes.
And with that being said, like, let's say Crosby gets that record. People are going to be like when they'd have to go through the record book to see that one. They're like, oh, look at that.
But
Ovechkin's does stand out.
Yeah, man.
It stands out. Like, I'm not saying it's a Stanley Cup, but for an individual, it is. Do you see what I mean? The Stanley Cup's for the team. This record is an individual Stanley Cup.
And it'll always go down. And this is what I love about the whole story and where I'm going with Crosby, Ovechkin.
Sure.
At the end of the day, there's a period of time where you said, who's better? See, sports is all about what-if debates. That's what keeps us as fans, right?
That's true.
There was a point in time where it was absolutely no question. This guy's got 3 Stanley Cups. This guy doesn't have any, or maybe he had 1. I can't remember. But regardless, the point being, everyone's like, Crosby's a winner. Ovechkin, and when Crosby was winning the cups, he had to go through Ovechkin.
That's true. Yeah.
Now when the chips fall, they're back at the great debate.
It's true.
They're going to be like, okay, he had 1 cup, but he has the goal record.
Exactly.
Okay, he has 3 cups, but
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Like I said it. I will stay.
Like we're Ovechkin.
I'd rather start a franchise with Sidney Crosby over Ovechkin, and the big but is not by a lot.
Yeah.
Not by a lot.
But here's what's crazy: it's like Ovechkin missed time due to COVID.
Right.
Crosby missed time due to COVID and injury.
You could throw that in, sure.
So it's like the story, how it's going to end, still leaves us with everything that we were doing along the way.
Is this a little bit of a LeBron and Jordan kind of scenario where Ovechkin, unfortunately, is a little bit more LeBron-ish, and Sidney's a little bit, obviously, more Jordan. But in this particular debate, I'm like, you know what? There's a couple of more points I'm giving to Ovi. Like this scale is like 1 or 2 points off, where in the LeBron one it's like,
it's like a Jordan Johnson probably.
Maybe
closer to that.
I would say that their rivalry is more of a Magic and Bird, like something like that, or Magic, or
from a rivalry standpoint.
I would say something like that.
No question, but maybe you're right. It would be wow. Huh.
It's interesting. I just, as I was watching it, like Sports Center literally gives it like 2 or 3 minutes here in Calgary. Like, or across Canada, actually. Like 2 or 3 minutes. Oh, he's closer. But I'm like, if this was Sidney Crosby, that's all I kept thinking about yesterday. I'm like, if this was Sidney Crosby, you guys would have its own, like, TSN has like 4 stations. One of them would be dedicated to the Sidney Crosby, getting the goal record channel. Like 100%.
Agreed.
Done.
You know what'd be crazy for ratings? He gets the what if?
Yeah, what if?
What if Ovechkin gets 895 in Washington.
Right.
And the person to walk out to congratulate him is none other than one Donald J. Trump.
With Putin?
So you have the American president with all the Russian business going on over there in the nation's capital, where the captain of the nation's capital is a Russian.
What?
You guys, it's
You
writing
know what?
itself.
That's actually a very good. And you know what? I'll bet you Trump. I'm not joking now. I am dead serious. So I said it a minute ago.
That's good TV.
Russia and USA and Ukraine, they're all talking. It sounds like there's a ceasefire. What if one of the conditions was, hey, I'm Vladdy. Vladdy's talking to Trump and he says, hey, I want you to do me a favor. You're Trump. I'm Vladdy.
Okay.
Mr. Trump, I want you, Donald. Mr. Trump. Yeah. Donald, you're to do me one favor. You go. When Ovechkin scores the goal past the Gretzky, you go, you acknowledge on my behalf too. And I promise no more fighting.
I talked to Putin. I did. He was on the phone. And I said, Vladimir, because I call him Vladimir, Vladdy for short. I said, Vladdy, he's American now. He has a Russian name, but he's a Washington capital. And I said, I will go and I will congratulate him as an American because we need Americans in this country to play the American game. It's the 51st game. It's the hockey is the 51st game. We gave it to him. They started it. We perfected it. And I told him over the phone.
Buddy, this is gold. This is gold material.
That's how it
I'm
goes.
just saying this right now. Watch, this will happen.
This will happen.
Buddy,
it's great TV. It's so good.
What'd you say? Great?
Great.
Eight?
Grade A TV.
We're off to the East real quick. The Sens right now holding wild card number 1 at 77. And the Montreal Canadiens, ladies and gentlemen, have made a big push.
Yes.
They are at 74 points, holding down the last playoff spot. But, buddy, this East is crazy. Islanders, Rangers at 72. Jackets and Wings 70 and 71, respectively. I don't know what to think. Right now, I'm going to put you on the spot. Boom, right now. What happens? What happens if the Detroit Red Wings do not make the playoffs this year? Does Stevie Y have a job?
Stop it for a sec, okay?
Okay.
I'll get to that.
What?
I'll get to that.
Okay, what is
I'll answer that later.
Go ahead.
I'll get to that.
Okay,
Move on.
Okay. Oh, move to the next one?
Move to
sure.
a different topic. Don't
Off to
spoil
the
it.
west. Off to the west. Minnesota. Why is Minnesota holding the wild card 1 spot? Because the Avalanche are on the heater. They aren't to be stopped. Makar's lost his mind. It's over. Everyone give up. Everybody give up.
He's hulking up. He's hulking up.
And what did I say last week? What team did I say to watch out for, Calgary? What team did I say to watch out for, Vancouver? Did I say the St. Louis Blues? Damn freaking rights I did. St. Louis now, number 2 wild card. Vancouver 1 point behind and Calgary 2 points behind. And the Utah Shakers, they're down 3 points. But still, they're close. Dimitri, in the West, can St. Louis hold on to this number 2?
No.
You think the Flames, or who do you think then?
You know what? I do. I think the Flames or Vancouver will sneak in.
You think?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, okay. All right.
Real quick, I saw
I want
another
them
ranking.
cops, Richie.
You know how I love my rankings.
I
okay?
want them cops, Richie.
Saw my rankings this week, and I have to say something. The Athletic pulled out this poll of the best owners in the league. All right? Real quick, I just want to do a quick rundown. The Buffalo Sabres, worst team in the NHL. Also, apparently at number 32, Terry Pegula. Hey, Pegula. Apparently, buddy, you're the worst owner in the league.
Okay.
Hey, well, where's Calgary?
22.
Murray.
22.
30, bro. Not good.
Not good.
This is. I have a feeling this has more to do with the stadium, though.
Well, then they should
This
be
has more
last.
to do with the stadium.
Then they should be last.
This has more to do with the stadium. I think.
32.
At number 17. Who's at 17? The Toronto Maple Leafs. Maple Leaf Sports. I'm a little surprised on that one. I thought that would have been. I thought they were top 5 for
Easy.
sure.
Top 10.
All day.
All day.
Nah. Number 17 on the rankings.
Anna.
At number 22, another team from Canada, Edmonton Oilers. Again, that one's surprising because new stadium, playoff run, all that stuff. Number 22, that actually surprises and hurts, scares me. If they don't have that playoff run and they're not the team they are today and they don't have that new stadium Edmonton might be like in Winnipeg territory.
Ooh.
Wait a minute. Where's Winnipeg? Number 14.
Huh.
Wait a minute. No one wants to play there.
Okay.
But the ownership is number 14?
Yeah, right.
How does this work?
Yeah, who's
doing this ranking?
okay? Who's sleeping with Winnipeg? Okay, come on.
Who's sleeping with the Jets? Top 3 teams. Yeah, let me get. I want to see if you can guess the top 3.
Hold on, it is the peg.
It is the peg. Who's at number 3? Let's see if you can guess.
L.A. Kings.
Close. Las Vegas Knights.
Okay,
Bill Foley. Respect. Hey,
fair.
7-8 years in the league, 1 Stanley Cup, and you are who you are.
Not so bad.
Not bad at all. Who's number 2, Dimitri? Number 2 owner, as per the Athletic.
Jerry Jones.
No. It's the Florida Panthers. Vincent Viola.
Really?
Number 2. Kind of makes sense. Who's number 1?
Is it in the same state?
Number 1.
Is it the Tampa?
Yeah. Jeff Vinnick.
Okay,
number 1.
I wanted to go Rangers by default.
Rangers,
but that's why
I have it on my phone. I can't tell you right now.
That's why I said, I'm like, is it in the same state?
They were, I think, number 6.
Because I can see the Tampa.
Tampa Bay, number 1. So as you look at the top 2 teams, dare I say 3, but at least the last 2, Dimitri, it looks like where everyone used to want to go and retire and play their final games and, honey, I'm going to go to the rink, play a couple of games, come back, I'll meet you kids on the beach, is turning to be the 2 best franchises in the entire NHL.
Wow.
Isn't that crazy? When everyone was laughing back in the day, Florida has a hockey team,
Yeah.
Tampa Bay has a hockey team. Not only do they have a hockey team, they got franchises that are loved, cherished, and they're winning Stanley Cups.
Buddy, and this is where, you know what, shame on Canada. Like, if I got it, we won't get to the flop of the week, but I might as well put them in as shame on Canada. You're right, to that point. We're making fun of all these people, but we got the Tampa Bay Lightning, which we probably think is the latest dynasty.
Right.
Of a hockey team in recent years, right?
Right,
or I don't know, dynasty's strong word, but
Strong. I would say close enough.
But strong team, man.
Sure, yeah.
Florida now has a cup. Tampa's got the cup. Dallas has a cup.
Fourth, by the way. Dallas came fourth.
Yeah. Carolina's got a cup.
Yeah.
You know what?
Dude, it's happening.
We don't got one.
We don't got one. 30 plus years. 30 plus.
I'm embarrassed.
You're embarrassed. What about me?
What about him? He's got to go for confession next week.
Exactly. And you know what I'm going to tell the priest? My top 5 sports show power rankings brought to you by Sinatra's. 403-472-5222. Here we go. At number 5, it's the Buffalo Sabres. Why? How? You know why and how. You can't be the worst team in the league and have the worst owner and not call the word consistent. Number 5, Buffalo Sabres. Way to go, boys.
Sometimes it's good to be the best of the worst.
That's right. Exactly. At number 4, it's the Lightning. Dude, right now in the Atlantic, Florida's at number 1 with 87 points. Toronto, what? 87? Tampa Bay with 85. As of tonight, we might have a 3-way tie in the Atlantic and Tampa Bay to jump everybody?
Who says lightning doesn't strike twice?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
At number 3, I said it early, it's the Avs. They're jumping, man. Yeah. They're running, and they're only 3 points behind Dallas. Hide, Dallas, hide. But this is what I don't like. Dallas Avalanche is going to happen first round of playoffs, no matter what we say now.
That's a tough one.
It's just going to happen.
That's a tough one.
Winnipeg's got such a big spread on both these guys, it doesn't matter. It's going to happen. These 2 teams are going to go at it first round. It's a shame.
Shame.
I don't like it. At number 2, I said it earlier, it's the St. Louis Blues. Boys, I don't want to be... This is an unbiased podcast. But they're holding down wild card at number 2 right now. And at number 1, it's South Carolina, Georgia, and the Hurricanes at an 8-game win streak. Miko, who? That's right. You fell for the joke, but you didn't fall for it all the way through. Well done, Hurricanes, at number 1 on the Sports Show Power Rankings.
Well, Mitch gave you who's on top, and Dimitri gives you who's the flop. Ladies and gentlemen, that's right. I'm about to give you the Sinatra's Flop of the Week, brought to you by the best pizza place in town, Sinatra's. Give them the number, Mitch.
403-472-5222.
That's right. And you, too, can get in on that action. But until then, I got to give the flop. I said it to Mitch. Don't you speak their name. Don't you ruin my bit. I put a lot of thought into this. The Motor City, what? The Motor City, what? Don't give yourselves wings if you guys can't even fly. The flop of the week goes to the Detroit Red Wings because I can't figure you out, nor can yourselves, and nor can the league. You want this guy and that guy and this one, and they got speed, and they're almost there, and they're in. Figure it out. You're either in the playoffs or you're not in the playoffs. Until then, go with the other people that have wings that can't fly. That's the Philadelphia Flyers, the home of the flyless. Merge your teams. You guys should be the 51st state in the flop of the week.
Buddy, you know what's funny? You said you watched Teen Wolf yesterday. I was watching Teen Wolf. I literally said I wanted to do something different, being like, oh, Dimitri, who do you think is going to make the playoffs? Because I'll probably ask you that next week. So I didn't want to ask you this week. I said, hey, Detroit, they were right there. They were holding that spot for a minute.
Buddy.
Then they lost it. Buddy, if I'm Detroit Red Wings right now, how much longer do you give a guy? Like, and this is the thing. Stevie Y in my heart can do no wrong. But at the end of the day, I'm like, but I saw what you did in Tampa.
But he had the player.
I saw what you did in Tampa.
How have you not done
over here? What are we doing over there?
Number one now.
Wait, come on. How much more do you need? I've given you pizza, crazy bread. What do you want?
Forget about
Unlimited Caesar salad.
2 for 1.
No, what do you, okay. Do you think he has a job at the end of the year should they not make the playoffs?
Listen, wow, hot take. Okay, that's why I said, I'm like the flop of the week. I've been watching it. I'm crafty. I'm going to hit it with the Detroit Red Wings. I got to come up with something different.
It's creepy.
And then when you brought it up, I'm like, well, what about the...
Is it like your mom at church when she sees you talking? She's like,
oh, yeah, she's looking at
buddy,
they give you the...
and they're bleeding. They're like biting through their knuckle.
And then they do one of these. It's the look, Amy. You got to clip this when your parents, they give you like psst, psst. We'll talk later.
And at that moment, I knew.
Yeah, that's right.
3 hours later, I'm sorry.
How many times do I have to tell you not to talk in the church?
I'm sorry, Mama. By the way, can I ask a question? How was my Vlad? Like, you do the greatest Trump that I've heard. How's my Vlad?
Pretty good.
Not bad, right?
Pretty good.
Right, okay,
and you suck at accents.
I'm not good at it.
But I think you found your niche. I think you found your niche.
Well, thank you. Thank you very much. All right, we're off to the NFL. America's game.
Yeah, not
America.
Not a mom, America.
Last week, we left you on a cliffhanger. Where's Daniel Jones going? Well, I'll tell you. He's going to the Minnesota Vikings. 1 year, $10 million. Listen, Giants, here's the thing. You gave up Saquon. I respect that. Okay, you made a decision. It didn't work out in your game, right? Well, it's not. Well, listen, Dimitri, I'm not saying that they did. They obviously made the wrong decision. That's clear, right? But at the same time, during that time, the running back position was like one that a lot of teams, not just them, weren't coveting. And they said, we're going to go with this quarterback instead. Would I have done it personally? No. And I'm not saying that in hindsight. To me, Saquon had proven his point of who he was prior to Daniel Jones, right? And Daniel Jones they thought they could make something out of this guy. He did.
Look, they only had 2 players.
Right.
And at the end of the day, yes, they may have screwed up on one on letting him go, but at least to their credit, they let everyone go.
True. They're like, you know what? Everyone leave. Just everyone
Whether
go.
you're the good, the bad, and the ugly,
you gotta
go.
So the Vikings go, hey, why don't we grab them? And they grabbed them last year when the Giants ended up releasing them. They grabbed them, but this year they signed him to a 1 year, $10 million. Okay. So then last week when we were asking each other, how could they get rid of Sam Darnold so easily? Now it's making more sense. They're like, well, let JJ have Worst case scenario, we put Daniel in, and he's not costing us $100 million.
Right.
I get it. Now I'm starting to see the light.
If we
Okay.
can make Darnold into something. Daniel Jones.
Yeah, exactly. Well, this guy's Joe Montana resurrected, right? Okay. So, and it's that time of year, the resurrections and everything. So Minnesota turns around and says, "Hey, Aaron, we were listening to the sports show. Dimitri and Mitch made a great point.
Great point.
Thoughts? What do you want to do?" Okay, you're out. So you're not going to sit back and let JJ play.
So, Aaron, are you still there? Hi, Aaron. Beep. Yeah. Hi.
Hello?
Hello. Hi. It's Mitch and Dimitri again.
Hello?
Yeah.
Hello?
I'm.
Yeah, Sophia.
Do you hear me?
Hello?
Hello. You don't answer the phone. Call your mother back. Bye.
So they get rid of him. Aaron Rodgers, as of today, still not signed. We're on the Aaron watch, 2025, pardon me. And we're waiting to see. He's got two options now, and it's turning into one. The Pittsburgh Steelers in Hayworth, one of their veteran guys, has come out on the medias, and he said, "Hey, listen, Aaron, you either want to be here or you don't. We're Steelers." Yeah. And this is a Steeler nation. This is a big deal. You don't fool around with these guys. I don't know. I was telling Dimitri jokingly right before we came in, I go, maybe his best bet is to go with the Giants. I mean, they can't get any worse, and if they flop, they flop, and he can't be mad at that. But if he somehow is able to turn them around, this could be the biggest bid of all time.
Listen, you're almost better to go to the worst team ever because everything is just upside.
That's what I'm saying.
Right?
That's exactly it.
No, it's to me your point. It's to Mitch's point over here. But yeah, hey, I gotta love me a little Hayward. You're either in or you're out.
That's right.
But pick one for real.
Legit. Yeah.
Okay, but here's an actual question. Does Aaron Rodgers actually start the season? Follow me.
Yeah, I'm listening.
Or does he sit there and say, you know what? I'm not going to start the season. I'm going to wait until either someone gets injured or a team's underperforming because his ego will make him want to come in
and
save the day. But I'll tell you, Aaron Rodgers, why he's selfish. You know what he's doing?
What's he doing?
He's going to watch Ovechkin. He's going to wait till goal 894. And then he's going to be like, I'm about to choose my team.
Buddy, you could be right 100% there.
That's the kind of guy he is.
Yeah, you're right. You know what? I like that theory. But will his pride allow him not to be signed to sit on the sidelines?
He might not have a choice.
You're absolutely right.
He's
legit down to two teams. Like, this isn't a very hard decision, Aaron. Go Pittsburgh or go Giants. To Dimitri's point and mine, you go Giants, it's all up, man. You can't go any worse.
Buddy, you felt like you didn't like getting sacked with the Jets?
Yeah.
Buddy, what do you think is going to happen to you with the Giants?
Exactly. But you never know. But why even choose them when you got a Pittsburgh option?
You got that.
The Pittsburgh option is not bad.
So, here's where it gets thicker.
Okay.
I talked about Ovechkin.
Right.
He's going to steal his thunder.
Okay.
While wearing a Crosby jersey, while he signs for Pittsburgh at center ice of the Penguins game, that Crosby gives him the jersey at goal 895.
Oh, wow. That both scenarios, unreal.
Meanwhile, Trump and Putin.
What? What are you talking about me?
We got world peace and we did it in Washington at center ice. They said they couldn't be done. I said it could be done. And we waved the banner up in the stands.
I love this.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm telling you, one pod. I do Putin.
Yeah.
You do Trump.
The whole
thing.
That's right. But you know who? You know who's behind it the whole time?
Biden.
Peter Bondra.
Special agent.
I used to be the best guy in Washington.
Devontae Adams, he's off to the Rams. Pretty wicked. Him and Puka. What does that mean? Cooper Kupp. Couldn't they work it out with these three guys? Imagine having these three guys as your wide receivers. Follow me. Yeah. All of them, of course, want the ball. But any one of these guys could have a breakout game. And then the other teams are like losing their mind. But the big talk.
Ooh, yeah, get to it.
Is what happened last week. And I didn't bring it up because I'm like, this one needs a minute. And this is where me and Dimitri come in. Josh Allen, Buffalo Bills. You think I forgot about you? I didn't forget about you.
We didn't forget about it.
So you mean to tell me you had 4 years remaining on your contract, Buffalo? Had a good year. Great year. Josh Allen had a fantastic year.
Phenomenal
Won MVP. Don't think he really deserved it. Listen, great year, but Lamar had a better statistical year than he did last year when he won MVP, and it made no sense. Anyways, everyone knows how I feel about it. I was right on top of being right, even though I should have been wrong. It was the weirdest thing. So what does Buffalo do? They said, hey, okay, we got Josh Allen. Everyone's loving him. Medium darling right now. Everyone loves this kid.
He was the best.
He really is. Great hair. I'll give him that. Great flow. And Buffalo says, let's re-sign him to 6 years, $330 million. But of that, $330, $250 million guaranteed. Never been done before.
If you ain't no punk, holla, we want prenup. We want prenup. Yeah.
What do you think of Buffalo's move to putting the guarantee of this magnitude on Josh Allen with no Super Bowl attached?
To finish the line from one Kanye West, it's something that you need to have. Because when she leave your ass, she gonna leave with half.
Isn't that the truth?
Listen, I actually, you know what? I hate guaranteed contracts.
Okay.
However, love him or hate him or whatever it is, you're not going to find much more. And you're not going to find it of that caliber. To me, guaranteed or not guaranteed, he's pretty solid.
He is a solid QB, buddy. Him and Lamar are solid. Yeah. I'll be the first one to admit.
Yeah.
I might have been a little wrong on both these guys. They're both like literally the 1 and 2, whichever way you want to put them, MVPs of the league right now. And that's kind of crazy to say when you got Mahomes in this league too.
Yeah.
But here's the big but. I did a little bit of analysis. Mahomes last year, a couple years ago, 10 years, $450 million, $45 million a year, but he's also got 3 Super Bowls behind him.
Yeah.
He may have lost a few, but he's been there, and he keeps getting there. You can say it's Andy Reid. You can say it's him. I don't care. Point is, he's accomplished a lot.
Yeah, but you know what, Mitch? We don't know what's going on behind the scenes, right? Sometimes
Agreed.
these teams get handcuffed because the offers are going to be coming.
Listen, if I was Josh Allen, of course you take the money. Hey, Josh, it's managers, it's owners. We want to give you more money. Okay. Like, he's not going to say no. I get that. But what I'm saying is he still had 4 more years left on his contract. He wasn't asking for more money. Not that I've heard of. Was it maybe expected where people was the agent calling going, hey, man, he just won MVP. Let's renegotiate this thing. Probably if he's a good agent, he was. But the point of the matter is if I'm the owners and I get that phone call, and I'm like, from the agent going, hey, man, we want to get more money. Sure. Congratulations. You know what? We'll give you a couple more bucks. Sure. You kind of deserve it. But with that, how about you guarantee us a Super Bowl? Do you see what I mean? Like, the point is they're guaranteeing him money. That's a guarantee. You just said it. He's getting his money. What's the guarantee back to Buffalo? Because of all the franchises in any league, if there's one team that deserves it, it's this franchise. Yeah. And to give this guy a guaranteed $250, the highest ever given. And next year somebody else will get a little bit more. But the point is at this moment he's getting the $250. Come on, man. Jalen Hurts is not getting $250. And he just wiped Mahomes apart. You know, like Dak Prescott's making $55 a year. He's got a nice little chunk of change. He hasn't done anything. Months ago, weeks ago, you were talking about the NBA getting a lot of money. Yeah. This is starting to scare me a little bit. That's what I'm saying. We're getting a lot of money thrown at these guys, and they're not doing anything, bro.
In the case of not wrong. I'm just saying, in the case of Josh Allen, you don't have to now go through that portion of contract signing.
Sure.
Because now you got a trajectory, because I think all this comes down to is they actually believe they can win the Super Bowl.
Agreed.
So here's one less headache. Listen, before we get there, before we do this and that, here's the team, we got you, and this and that. And I don't know. I didn't mind it. I hate guarantees, but I didn't mind it. Like,
I just think it was too much. He got his MVP. He seems like a great guy. He looks like a guy I'd like to party with and hang out with. He looks cool, man.
You should have never gotten engaged. That was the
thing. Yeah. It's just at the end of the day, I just think we're giving money to a guy that still hasn't finished the deal. Let me ask you this: if Buffalo wins the Super Bowl next year, let's just pretend for one quick second, then they got a deal. They got themselves a deal.
Well, you know what? I didn't say it like that.
But that's what you're saying.
But I guess that's what I was getting at. That's why they lock it up.
Okay. But
I think they're trying to go for. They're hedging the bargain.
They're hedging the bargain.
It's just like what KC with Mahomes.
Sure.
What a pound for pound great Super Bowl dynasty you got.
I don't know, man. I'm just looking at it going, you're giving money to a guy that unfortunately hasn't even got you to the Super Bowl yet.
You know who messed it all up for everyone?
Hasn't got to the Super Bowl
Is
yet.
Deshaun Watson.
Deshaun Watson really
He
screwed
messed it up for
everybody.
everybody.
He really did.
Yeah. For like a lot of people.
Yeah, he did, didn't he?
Yeah.
It's weird. He messed it up, but he made so much money. Yeah. It's like so weird. You mean Cleveland messed it up?
Yeah.
I guess. You know what isn't messed up?
What?
Rapid Banter.
Oh!
Here we go. ChatGPT was asked to give the NBA championships over the next 75 years. If the NBA thought they had issues now, wait until the year 2090. The winner of the Larry O'Brien NBA champs, the Edmonton Oilers.
Yeah, but it still won't be the New York Knicks.
Funny, it had the Oilers sign right there. I don't know what happens, but this is amazing. This is the greatest thing I've ever seen. And I'm not even an Oiler fan. This is just great.
So good, so good.
Rory McIlroy won the PGA Championship the other day. It's been a while. But let's talk about it. Is Rory GOAT status?
No.
Some people are trying to say he is.
No.
I'm just saying. Phoenix Suns were eliminated from the NBA playoffs. Kevin Durant, staying or going?
I thought he's one of the top 3 best players in the whole league.
SKA of the Russian Hockey League has decided to bench leading scorer Ivan Demidov, maybe even until the playoffs and beyond. Tortorella is either looking a lot good or looking a lot of bad.
They should put Putin as a sub.
He'd dominate, eh?
He plays hockey.
He'd dominate. Last one. I saw this and I thought to myself, you know what? Let's give it a little love where love is due. Darren Fleury, along with Alexander Mogilny. 2 guys that during our era, fun to watch, exciting, and great players. They started the same year, okay? Theo has 455 goals. Alex, 473. Theo's got 633 assists. Alex, 559. Total points, Theo, 188. Alex, 1032. Both have a Stanley Cup. Both have gold. Which one of these 2 players is next to go to the Hall of Fame?
Oh, man. You know, it's got to be Theo Fleury, man.
You would like to think
You
so.
know, I get the McGillney argument, but Fleury was in a different league of his own.
He
right?
really was, wasn't he?
Little old 14.
Buddy,
you know,
where's the respect for the Fleury?
Like respect for the Fleury.
There it is. Boom. Rapid Banter. Off to Maga Malaka real quick. Here we go. I got 2 of them this week. I fell for, I don't know what happened. So I've been watching my kid the last couple of weeks.
Okay.
Been great, by the way.
He's on pat leave.
And on top of it, I've been watching, to be honest, I was with my 5-year-old the other day, and I go, I'm going to put some cartoons on. Like,
okay.
I haven't watched Buddy, cartoons don't exist anymore. Let me tell you this,
buddy,
okay?
Whatever happened to the Saturday morning cartoon?
Dimitri, are you in my notes? Ladies and gentlemen, it's cartoons, okay, that we used to love and watch that are on, okay, or not really on anymore, but cartoons back in the day, Maga Malaka, or here's another one. I don't know why I fall into these. I fell into a wormhole. Dad jokes. Maga Malaka dad jokes.
2 powerhouse topics of epic proportions. The 1A and the 1B. I've never been more conflicted in
I
my
had a feeling
life.
this would confuse you. Yeah,
I didn't know what I would do.
Some of these
Part
are
of
good.
me says, how do we do the Showcase Drambuie review shows? By the way, you see what I did there?
Mm-hmm.
I need to go with cartoons. I need to go with... We've had a bit of a retro show
Right.
with the whole Super Channel.
You're right. Good
pay-per-view.
point. Good point.
Let's tie it all
Here we
in
go.
and lock it down.
Here we go. It's
picked-
Maga Malaka
I picked
cartoons.
Cartoons.
Now being that I'm a boy, my son's a boy. I'm a little the selection here is a little bit more male based.
Sure.
I'm not gonna lie.
Sure.
He-Man, Maga or Malaka.
The masters of the podcast are Mitch and Dimitri. Of the universe, it's He-Man. My God.
Thundercats, Maga or Malaka. Remember the Thundercats?
Find me a better sword in the business.
It's a nice sword.
Find me a better
That's a good sword.
Maga.
Now here's one. I didn't watch a lot of it. Garfield, Maga or Malaka.
Oh, you know what? Okay, hold on.
Yeah, okay.
I got to go Malaka.
Yeah, I think so too.
Because the comic books were better.
100% they were, weren't they? But here's the other thing. What was the big deal? It was just a cat. that ate lasagna.
Yeah, well, he was.
And what
dry
Odie?
humor.
Odie was it?
Odie.
Odie. Yeah, it's a good name actually.
It's a great name.
No, I've never heard of a dog named Odie. Like you see a lot of people walking their dogs.
Yeah, there's not a
You
lot of
never hear
Odies.
Odies. Yeah, I've heard of Garfield before.
Garfield.
I heard somebody called their dog Garfield, which I thought was weird.
I get what you're doing, but I don't respect what you
I
did.
don't like it. I didn't like it.
Okay.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Maga or Malaka?
Oh, come on. Maga all day long.
It's a good time. Who is your favorite?
You know what? It was Michelangelo.
You like Michelangelo?
I did.
I was a Leonardo dude.
Okay, but outside?
Yeah.
Outside?
Outside?
There's two kind of favorites. There
You
was
mean
Slash-
outside there?
Outside of the four
Yeah,
turtles.
okay.
There was Slash.
Yeah.
You remember here?
Yes.
And then there was a little Casey Jones.
Casey Jones was a good one.
Underrated turtle.
In the original Ninja Turtles, Elias Koteas, Greek. Playing Casey.
And you know what? I didn't even say that for that.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. How about Spider-Man and his amazing friends, Maga or Malaka?
You know what? I'm gonna. No, Maga.
Yeah, it was
Maga.
Maga. It was
That's
Maga.
a
That was a
that's a
good
classic cartoon.
Okay.
Sure, I got epilepsy from it, but classic.
Classic. How about, this one was on, I can't remember if it was on at lunchtime or after school. Inspector Gadget. Or maybe in the morning.
Maybe next time, roster. Maga.
Okay, can I tell you something? Do you know how I picked this?
How?
I was perusing the nets.
Yeah.
And I saw an article where it said, what was his name? What was the bad guy's name?
In what?
In Inspector Gadget.
Dr. Claw.
Dr. Claw.
Yeah.
If you think about it, did you ever see Dr. Claw? The title there's only been one episode where you actually got to see it.
Yeah.
So I click on it and it started running through. I never got to see it, but it clicked through all these names that I'm telling you guys now. I fell for the gimmick, but this is where we are now. But Dr. Claw, think about it. You've never seen him.
Never seen it.
Saw his hand and his cat, but you never saw him.
And was it that cat Garfield?
And why do the bad guys always have cats?
Well, because cats are dangerous.
Like Dr. Evil.
Yeah. Blofeld.
Interesting.
Right?
Cat.
Which Dr. Evil is based from.
Here's one that I watched all the time when I could. G.I. Joe. American Hero.
Oh, man. Yeah,
How do you not?
How do you not? G.I. Joe was the greatest action figure set of anything ever.
The best. So my
Ever.
son now, he plays with a lot of wrestlers. He's like wrestlers. The wrestling figurines, pretty good.
Pretty
but
good.
G.I. Joe, nothing beats it. Nothing beats it.
You guys have no idea how impactful it meant to every kid when you got a G.I. Joe toy.
Yes.
The figure, and you had to open
So
the
good.
pack, and you're
Yes.
like, what? You have a Road Pig?
Yes.
He's a collector.
He's the best.
What?
Yeah. And by the way, those guys, like, hey, Swiss Army Larry, respect that you don't open them. How do you not open these things, buddy? That's like, you want to talk about earlier when we talked about willpower? That's willpower.
I just want to play.
That's all I wanted to do.
Yeah.
How about this one? A couple different ones. Smurfs, Maga or Malaka.
Yeah, you know what? We got to throw one Malaka out there. Yeah. I'll give it to the Smurfs.
Yeah, I never got into it. And you know what I found? There was only one girl. Like, I'm just, what happened? I'm just saying.
A lot of population.
That's not. How about Alvin and the Chickmunks?
You know what, Malaka
Alvin,
was not.
Simon, Theodore. Dun, dun, da, 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 dun, 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 da, da, da,
I gotta go, Malaka.
You watch your mouth.
I
You watch your
couldn't
mouth,
do
buddy.
it.
Watch your mouth, bro. Watch your mouth. How about, second last one, Ghostbusters.
Original.
Yeah.
Maga, yeah.
And last one, and I think it's everyone's favorite, but you don't realize it until you go through this list. The Transformers. Maga or Malaka.
More than meets the eye to them.
Isn't that the truth?
Yeah, Transformers was, you know what, next to G.I. Joe's.
Yeah.
Might have been the Transformer toys.
The Transformers. This is what I want my son to grow up on.
Okay, hold on. You missed quite a few.
Oh, I'm sure he did.
Can I throw a couple
Of
at you?
course.
Maga or Malaka?
Sure.
Looney Tunes.
Oh, you know what? Absolutely liked certain ones. Not all of them. The Bugs Bunny ones were my favorite.
Okay.
Daffy Duck is always good.
Okay.
That's about it. Oh, and the pig. What was his name?
Porky Pig.
Porky Pig was a good one.
Yeah, okay. I like it.
For other reasons, but like, I like them for a lot.
All right. How about another one?
What's that? What?
He had the strength of 10. Ordinary man. He was, before we went to school,
That's right.
the mighty Hercules.
Hercules was great. Newton, we've talked about this before on the
but
pod.
it's great.
Newton was beauty. Newton was the winner in that whole thing.
I make love to Tamara. I put on the ring before I make love to my wife. And Olympia!
Can I just say something about that whole? How was that ring staying in his sash?
Yeah.
How?
That was a good tying method.
I find that hard to believe,
I always
sir.
wondered too. It's like, well, why don't you just always wear the ring?
Yeah, that's another great point.
Like, why would you just keep wearing
Like,
the
why
ring?
why even take it off?
Like,
Exactly.
it wasn't the Lord of the Rings. It's not like Sauron is after you. You're Hercules.
Yeah, just leave it on. Exactly.
Okay, here's another one
Okay,
before
sure,
school. Here's
sure.
another one before
Okay,
school.
all right.
Yeah. Like,
Yeah.
Animaniacs.
No, I didn't like that one.
Okay.
That was a little later. Here's another one. Baby Muppets that I had on the list. I didn't say it.
I wasn't a big fan of the Baby
Only
Muppets.
one guy I liked. One guy, Gonzo. I don't know why that guy was freaking awesome.
I've seen your search history. I know why. And he likes the live show better.
Yeah, it's way better.
He doesn't,
You know, the
that's
curve
why-
is the real thing. Speaking of that, okay, that's it. There it is. That's Maga Malaka.
He prefers live Gonzo, not taped Gonzo.
Did you know I crashed my new Kia? Now I have no Kia at all.
Well, no kidding. You had to throw one dad joke. See, that's what we do. Look, ladies and gentlemen, this is what happens, unfortunately. When you give Mitch and Dimitri a Friday night, carte blanche, the girls are at gymnastics, the wife's at home, and that's what happens. But nonetheless, we give you 1 hour of action-packed sports show, because we need this. You need this. We all need it. We need you to do a couple things. That's follow us on the channels. Some of you are already doing it. We appreciate you. For those that are doing it, share it with a friend. And for those for your first time over here, hit the subscribe button at Sports Show Podcast. Look for the blue and white logo. It's a magnificent thing. At the end of the day, it is episode 348. It's one for the books. We got to shove it in the locker. We do got to hit the shower.
You guys have a great week. Overdosed on Viagra the other day. Hardest day of my life. That's how you tie the show. That's how you put a bow on it, and you end this.
Yeah, for all we know, this guy's got a hot on for Vito. There's a man's reputation at stake. W, we're saved by the bell by the Sports Show, playing every week. Podbean, Spotify, iTunes, Sports Show TV, at Sports Show Podcast. Amy, do it. At Sports Show Podcast. Amy can do anything.
She's the best.